Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I don't know exactly what this is, but I do know of something that's coming from this company that I'm very excited about, and I'm interested to find out if this is actually the package. So thanks so much to the company who sent this. I'll reveal it in just a moment. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Let's find out. I know I'm right about the company because it says it right on the front, but about the actual model, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so we have something from Rike / Ketcho, and they like to surprise me periodically, which is fine. And you know, this is one of the companies that I accept surprises from because of their track record. Usually it's a quality surprise, right? So what do we have here? Tulay BCF black G10 integral handle, yeah, with a carbon fiber inlay. So this is weird because we don't normally see stuff like this. So again, this is called the Tulay, the RK Tulay. I will link it down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you. No idea if it comes in multiple variations, but when they messaged me about this, I thought, wow, that sounds interesting. Now, normally I don't like combinations of G10 and carbon fiber, especially when it's like layered, but this is a G10 integral frame, which is actually really cool, with carbon fiber inlays. So that sounded pretty cool to me, and listen, I've got this spot in my heart for integrals. I love integrals because I know it's a more complicated, more expensive process, even if what you're looking at is G10 instead of titanium, right? It is definitely less expensive to do a G10 integral though, and I don't want anybody thinking that I'm saying that a G10 integral costs just as much as a titanium integral. It doesn't. It costs substantially less. So I expect the price on this to be reasonable, though I have to admit, I have no idea what they might price it at. The fact that we have 154 cm makes me think it's probably reasonable, but I don't know yet because I haven't actually looked. Oh, wow, you really did the flipping action really well. That's nice. Very nice. Sort of a tight but very smooth pivot action, probably just due to being brand new. Doesn't feel gritty or anything like that, just a little tight. Probably will, just a little bit of encouragement there. Yeah, actually not bad at all. The leverage you get off the flipper is wonderful. Has a very Rike aesthetic. Is it the... Am I thinking of the Thor? Is that the aesthetic I'm thinking of? I've never actually handled it. So we have a liner that is attached to the G10 frame. I guess the screws just go through the G10 and then actually thread into the liner itself, which is cool. Not the prettiest thing right here, but it is cool. I would definitely like to see Rike do a couple versions of this, assuming this would be the least expensive. I would like to see one that is a full carbon fiber frame with something, you know, a little bit nicer for the blade steel, and then I would also like to see the same thing as a titanium integral. But I do like this form. I think this is really cool, and I would love for there to be like an age. If you guys remember the Kaiser G10 integral that they released, the Brat. Loved that. Huge fan of that. Do you need the knife to be an integral for it to be good? No, but I do think it's cool, and it does minimize the number of fasteners, and it also reduces the total steps for maintenance, and it's just cool. I mean, like, we can throw all that stuff at it we want, but the reality of it is, it's just cool. A simple, very simple bead blasted blade, which is okay. That's fine. I do like the blade shape. The ergonomics, pretty good. Little bit of a rise and a bill, not quite. It's honestly approaching what Civivi does. Wish that was a little bit back, but the pocket clip doesn't quite reach the 50% zone, so it's not bad. Honestly, pretty comfortable ergonomically, as integrals tend to be. I think it's probably, well, it does look flat there, right at where it would be like the peak. So it feels contoured though. I can't, have to ask him if it's just like, I don't, you know what, I'm going to say I don't think it is. I think it's just chamfer, flat chamfer. I think that's what it is. But look how nice the G10 looks on this. Little filler tab so that lefties can enjoy it. Absolutely perfect centering there. Absolutely perfect. That's really nice. Beautiful work with the inlays. Give you guys some nice close-ups on this. Real nice inlay work between the carbon fiber and G10. That's about the nicest I've ever seen G10 look, right? We can say, oh, it's just G10, but there's a pretty big difference between, you know, not that the Saxy's not a good knife, right? But there's a pretty big difference here between how the G10 looks on this Rike Integral and peel ply texturing on something like a $45, you know, pocket knife. Very, very cool. Titanium inlays, I have to assume here. That's for access. Those are access plates to the pivot, which is part of, you know, what you need to have an integral work correctly. I'm a little shocked. No, you know what? That's nested. This is not a... That's not a filler tab. What is this? Why is it like that? Because the pocket clip won't nest. It's different on one side than it is the other. That's interesting. I wonder what that is. Maybe, oh, you know what? I bet those screws are ultra long and they go into this back piece. Because otherwise, what would they screw into, right? That has to be what that is. So it's not for lefties. Sorry, lefties. It's not. Apparently it's not. Access to that lock bar, this is actually smoothing up as we flip it. Access to that lock bar, very good. You can see it's cut above, and there's a little bit of chamfering out on the inside. It's a little bit of a ledge. Lock bar tension is pretty high, so you're gonna feel it when you move that over. Not the most offensive thing in the world though, and more importantly, there is no double clutch. It's close. Actually, where is that detent ball? Right here? Nah, we're good. There it is. About to go up on the face of the blade, and there it is on the face of the blade. So you got a good 1/4 inch there, which is plenty of room to get that fancy, you know, one-hand drop action that we all obsess over for whatever reason. Nice ramp right here. Let's get an overall measurement. Really impressed with that. That is really cool. I would love to see more of these. I don't think this is going to obviously make it into the budget territory, right? I would very much like to see that this is somewhere between $100 and $150. I think that would be okay. If it's under $100, bravo, Rike. You guys knocked it out of the park. I expect it to be between $100 and $150. If it's more than that, it's a little disappointing. I'm comparing with other. There's not a lot of competition for stuff like this, right? There's not. I mean, we don't see these materials combined and this construction, you know, combined with these materials, right? Even with the Chinese manufacturing, we don't see this very often. Not saying it's the first time that it's ever been done. Wow, 8.75 inches with a 3 point. I'm gonna say that's a 3 point. Okay, to the peak right there of the scale. It's at least 3.75 inches, depending where you measure it. But the blade length, the cutting edge length, is actually going to be a little bit longer because it's it's about the same. 3.75 inches with a good sized sharpening choil. I think you can expect the balance to be, oh, it's so good because there's all the weights in the blade, right? So it balances out really well. Not all the weight, obviously. It's balanced very well is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to guess the weight on this is probably about 3.5 ounces, maybe closer to 3. Oh man, I nailed it. 3.5 ounces, that's pretty good. 3.75 inches of blade and cutting edge for 3.53 ounces of weight is pretty spectacular. Very cool, and because it's an integral, it feels solid. I mean, the whole thing feels extremely solid. This is really, really nice. All right. Cool stuff. This is not a review, just an unboxing and first impressions. I will be carrying and using this knife the same way I always do, just carrying around and use it like a regular knife, just to complete my thoughts on it before I do the full comprehensive review. That's going to be pretty much it for today. I will link this knife right down below so you guys can check it out. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.